Yes, hi all. Yeah, welcome to my next video. So yeah, as you can see, it's going to be about the Sinclair FM Radio watch, which I have quite a few of because I absolutely love restoring these watches. Absolutely love them. So yeah, I'm going to try and go through some of the history on the watches, and it's basically excusing the errors I'd make in pronouncing anything or any of the facts. But this is just from what I've sort of researched and what I found, on the internet. So let's pick one up. So Sinclair FM Radio watch, produced by Sinclair Research in the 1980s. It was designed by a team headed by Norwegian Dagfinn Aknes, who I actually know as well and who I contacted many times. And the watches were released in 1985. So it says on the internet that 11,000 of these units were produced. Most of them were shipped to the USA. But the story on the website goes that there was a warehouse fire, and all of the USA ones were lost before they went to be sold. So a small number was sold in the UK, but no one knows how many that is. I mean, we don't know if that's a few thousand or a few hundred. Not sure at all. So this one is actually a prototype I'm holding in my hand at the moment, versus this one here that I actually wear with my sort of reconditioned, my brand new strap. So features of this, which is basically an incredibly well designed watch. I believe it's a cast zinc case, which has been electroplated. Originally I thought it was a stainless steel case, but no, cast zinc. It's got stainless steel backs on it. It's got rubber bellows, which you can see here, which join each of the sections, and between each of those is a flexible circuit board, which is all sort of cutting edge technology and design back in the day. And it's also got a really complex radio tuning band. So inside here, there's basically like two rollers, and there's a sort of cellophane style band. It's much more complex than that, yeah. But basically, when you turn this here, it rotates that band round and moves that little black line around the band, and that then changes the frequency of the FM. And that's kind of the sort of basic layman's terms of it. And hopefully I've even got that right. So describe the watch itself. Yeah, I mean, honestly, describing this baby is, wow, look at that. You don't need to describe it too much, I wouldn't say. But it's basically got a polyurethane strap made out of quin. So that's it there. So hopefully I've got that right. And like I mentioned, it's got the aerial in this part of the strap here, and then it's got the battery power and wires in this part of the strap. And then when you sort of have the watch on your hand, it makes a complete circuit from here to here, which presumably helps get a better radio reception. It's got a FM radio tuner in it. It's got a mini speaker just inside there. And it's got a Timex watch display, which the Timex factory was in Dundee at the time, which is where these watches were all assembled. The button wise, we've got radio tuner at the top, speaker volume here, and then on off here. It's got two batteries. So there's one battery inside here for the Timex watch. And of course you can leave that in like this one here for years and years, and it's just a normal watch battery basically. It lasts for years. And then you have another battery here which powers the speaker and the FM radio, which obviously you can get too much easier to replace it if you were using the watch quite a lot. So problems with the watch. So obviously these are very old now, yeah, it's been sold in 1985. So the straps now, all the straps deteriorate. So these pair here I got yesterday from Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. And you can see that this is what happens. So basically the polyurethane just is old and it just dries and it just cracks. So this watch here has just been moved around in the case when it's posted and dispatched, and it just cracks. And as soon as you sort of literally bend that, it'll just crack again. Same as this section up here. So it just cracks, and it literally will just fall off, and the whole thing will just fall off that, and that's it. So that's one thing there. But remember, these are old watches, yeah, and they look bloody epic. The tuner bands also snap as well. So inside there, like I mentioned, there's that tuner band there with a black line on it, and bins, some sort of poly style material, and presumably like heated or glued sort of together to make a complete circle. they just crack because of old age, and of course most of them haven't been tuned or moved, you know, in 20 years say. So as soon as you open them up, they're generally just like cracked in half because they've sort of dried out and stuff. And I don't think there's any way of repairing those. I did try and repair them, but I don't think you can. And all the highlights really for this is, I mean, look at this, the design is absolutely beautiful. You know, these are included in the top 50 watches the world's ever seen book, and you can sort of see why. Look at that, absolutely lovely. It has a unique miniature radio, and it's just bloody epic, you know. And the way when it goes on your wrist, you know, when it bends around your wrist and all these sections here, it feels so nice to wear this watch, you know, because it's got a weight, but it's not you know, ridiculously heavy like some of the divers' watches can be. It's also on display in a London design museum. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the name of the museum is. I just saw this information a year or so ago, and I remember it saying, you know, it's going to go in the London Design Museum, you know, in something like 2015 or something like that, it said. So most of these watches, most of the parts of the watches were produced in the UK, except the circuit boards, which were produced in Hong Kong. And like I mentioned, they were all assembled in Dundee at the Timex factory. So the reason I got into watches is just because of Circle Life Sinclair. So I've been a massive Sinclair fan all my life. So when I was a child, you know, we had the Sinclair ZX81 computer, and then we had a Sinclair Spectrum 48K and a Plus and a 128, like all those sort of ones, and then the disk drive one. So I spent my entire childhood playing Sinclair video games, like, you know, like Dizzy and you know, Manic Miner and all that sort of stuff. And then I got into Sinclair C5s, you know, about 25 years ago, because again, I love the brand, and obviously I like the Sinclair C5 vehicle, which there is one of. Well, this is my main one just there. Absolutely love that. And then that led me on to the watches as well, and I just like the having to sort of play around with them to try and get them working. You know, they're very complex. I make these straps, you know, out of these straps here, which I buy and I cut up because they have a sort of useful channel in there to put the aerial in. So I'm still sort of developing things, but you can see that I'm actually able to wear like this watch here. I can actually wear that, and it's working, you know. So yeah, there we go. And so what I'm going to do now is, I say, I've just got those two there from Hannah. I'm going to basically clean them up, and I'm just going to then support the materials to stop it from cracking any further using a piece of black electrical tape on the back, just to stop these cracks from getting worse. And then I can then ultimately take the batteries out, clean up the terminals, put new batteries in, see if any of it works, and then go from there on those two. This one here I decided to leave fully unrestored, so I've made a note in there saying nothing's working on it, just leave it fully unrestored. But again, if any of these two do work, and I can get them working, then I'll put new straps on them to make them actually wearable as well. And yeah, it's just love it. I mean, you can see this one here. See, I've started, you know, again, this one here I've been using a sort of slightly smaller strap on it as well, so it doesn't fit quite as well at the end. So I'm just trying out like different things, you know, That's all. And now I know that these are heat welded on, I can try looking into heat welding and see how I can sort of start to cover up these, you know, better and do a better job than I did with this one here, which is not too bad. But yeah, there we go. A bit excessive a collection, yeah, but I absolutely love them, and you can probably see why. There you go. There's my prototype there, which is marked as little mark there from Dagfinn and Team Expect. Cool. There you go. Thank you for watching. I hope it's of some interest. And yeah, if anyone needs any information on the straps, let me know, and I'll happily send you over, you know, information and things like that. You know, because there's two types basically. Cool. Thanks a lot. All the best.